you have in mind. So today we will do a tutorial for visualizing images and hashtag networks in Gephi. What I will ask you to do first is to go to this link to the Drive folder. Antonella is sending it in the chat. And please download the folder called images, because it would be fundamental for us to do the tutorial. So while I will explain other stuff, your computer will download the images. So as I said, today we will do a network with image and hashtags. But what are image and hashtags in platforms? They are digital objects. Digital objects are simple objects on the web that are composed of data. So today we will use images and hashtags as data. And images, when they are on the platforms, are not self-standing. So they are always linked to other data. We have to do differentiation between platform metadata and image metadata. Image metadata is the data referred to the image, which means hue, saturation, brightness, image content. So for example, the image represents a cat. So the cat itself is data. But we also have platform metadata, which are the other metrics that are linked to the image. As I said before, they are not self-standing. So we have likes, notes, comments, hashtags, timestamps, actors. This is the data we will see today. In particular, we will see hashtags. We all know what hashtags are. Yes, they are two words, or well, it's one word. But why hashtags are important to us for studying how images are spreading in the platforms? Because hashtags are for us network designers, which means that they help us to organize, assemble all this data that circulates not only within a single platform, but also across platforms. And that's why we need to understand how to do an image hashtag network. But before going to image hashtag network, I wanted to tell you that there are different ways to analyze images, 3 different ways. The formal similarity, which is, as you can see in this visualization, the visualization of images based on the image metadata. So the hue, the content, the saturation. In this case, we have images organized by timestamps. Then we have content similarity, another image metadata. In this case, organized by the content they have in itself. And lastly, but not least, topic similarity. And this is what we will do today. So with topic similarity, you assemble images with platform metadata. Visualizing images, there are 3 main ways to do that. The first one is the stack visualization, which, as you can see, is the overlapping of different images with multiplying layers. So working with the opacity in order to see if there are similar patterns. Then we have the grid, which is kind of self-explanatory. It's a grid, so we have a y-axis and an x-axis, and the images are organized inside the grid. Then we have the network image label, which are networks with images organized, in this case, by content and labels on top that help us visualize what the image content is. And we have also the possibility to even highlight more manually these clusters. And then we have what we will do today, image hashtags. So the time to analyze image hashtags networks has come. And we will start looking at this visualization that represents the images on Instagram connected to the hashtag dark tourism. So the research was made collecting images connected to the hashtag dark tourism to see all the co-hashtags. So the hashtag related to the main hashtag we were looking for, and how the images were in this space. In this case, as you can see, there are no images yet, but we will work with this data set in order to have also the image content. This is a bipartite network, and a bipartite network is a network with two sets of nodes. One is X and one is Y. The important part of bipartite networks is that only connection between two nodes in different sets can be made. So nodes from the same set cannot have a connection. In this case, we have the node. In Gephi, nodes are the dot, the circles, and the edges are the connections, so the lines. In this case, we have two types of nodes. The hashtags, represented by the circles, and then we have the images, here represented by pink squares. When doing when doing networks, the density represents the same hashtag being connected to the same image. We also can see there are some shared hashtags, so a lot of edges going to one single hashtag, like skull in this case, in clusters, for example, referring to death and Cambodia genocide. I know it's not a very happy data set, but I think it's very interesting to see also that Halloween is connected between the cluster called horror and Halloween, of course. So they actually give us a very clear idea on how hashtag works. Horror is connected with Halloween. It's pretty obvious, but we can also see when there are not connected nodes. In this case, the Korean dark tourism. It is a peculiar case. Why? Because it has no connection with the main topic. But why is that? Well, first of all, maybe because the language spoken in Korea is different from the language spoken in the West part of the world. And that's why the hashtags are different. For example, you can see the alphabet is the Korean one. And then maybe going further in the research, maybe there will be like a new finding that Korean dark tourism has peculiar characteristics that we still don't know. So to do an image hashtag network, what we want to do, first of all, is to download a collection of images. Today, we won't do that part. I already did that for you. But here are summarized the main steps you actually have to do to create a data set to then go and create an image hashtag network. So download a collection of images, create a CSV with images URLs, then resize the images with bulk resize, which is your friend while doing, like your best friend, while doing stuff with images, because it resizes the images and then your software will not explode and your computer too. So it's your best friend, and then explore the data. So now here it is again, the link to the Drive folder. We will send it again, I don't know, maybe. And we will go to actively do the exercise together. So first of all, we want to go to our spreadsheet. And my colleague is sending the link in the chat for this spreadsheet. And I want to take a look with you at this spreadsheet. which is very easy spreadsheet. There are only 3 columns. So the first column is called images. And as you can see, there is a list of images. They are the actual names of our set of images. The second column is called likes. And I guess it's pretty easy to understand that these are the likes for each photo. As you can see, all this is the same number because it is the same photo. It's repeated a lot of times. Then we have the hashtags columns, where we have all the hashtags related to a single image. So let's start. We go to our spreadsheet and we want to download the CSV. So we go to File on top of the page, go to open the drop-down, download, and open the other drop-down and download the spreadsheet as a comma-separated value. Wait for your computer to work. Okay, and I will save it in my computer. Perfect. Then we want to go to Table2Net, which is platform that allows us to transform a CSV to a network file, so readable by Gephi. And we choose the file. So first edges, in my case, and open the file. Are we all at this point? Yes, I see some nodding. Perfect, thank you. So we want to scroll down a little and go to type of network. And we open the drop down. I have normal, bipartite, citation, no link. As I said before, we are doing a bipartite network because we have 2 different type of nodes. So we choose bipartite, 2 type of nodes. We then scroll down and we have nodes. Which column defines the first type of nodes? We want to choose for the first column, the first type of nodes, the column called images. But we want also to add an attribute to our first type of nodes, which is likes. Then the second type of nodes will be hashtags. So I'm showing again, leaving the computer here. The first type of nodes is images, and in attributes for the first type of nodes, which selected likes. On the second type of nodes, we selected hashtags. When we do this, we can then scroll to the bottom of the page and build and download the network. I suggest you to...
Just a question, yes? No attributes for the second type of nodes?
No attributes for the second type. Thank you, Monica, for asking. So what I will suggest you to do is to rename your file, because Table2Net always downloads your file, names it network.gexf, and I really suggest you rename it, otherwise you will lose the file within minutes, because every time we export one, it's network 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this case, I will call it visualizing.
I'm sorry. On the node,
yes,
below the images, it's 1 expression per cell or comma separated. I got a little bit late here.
On the nodes.
Yes, it's 1x. Okay, thank you.
So it's images, 1 expression per cell, likes. and then hashtags 1 expression per cell. I will leave it here for a minute so that you can all arrive to this part. Perfect. So when I downloaded the Gephi file, please let me know if you are all here, if the speed is okay. Okay, I see some nodding. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. So what I want to do is to open Gephi. It might take some time for my computer. It's very tired. And I would like to ask you if you all have image preview plugin installed.
Is there
No.
see if it's installed?
Is any? I think so. Okay.
If there is anywhere I can see if it's installed, because at this
Oh,
point,
we want to do, we will do it together. So
Okay.
I saw that some of you are like not sure if they have it installed, so it's not a problem. So when we open Gephi, in this case, we want to close the window we had for a new project, and we are seeing this. We want to go on the top of the page, on the top bar of your computer, where we have a file, workspace, view, tools, and select tools and open the drop down. In tools, the first voice is plugins, and then click in plugins. You then should see this window like mine, and you want to click on available plugins, which is the second voice from the left. Okay, when you're here, you can search in the search bar, which is in the right part of the window, and write image preview. I will leave it here so you can switch from my computer to Gephi and see what I'm doing. So if, like me, you don't have anything writing image preview, it is because you have image preview plugin already installed. While if you see image preview, what you want to do is to select it. I'm selecting another one because I have already installed, and then click install. And that's how you install image preview plugin. It's pretty simple, but when you are done with the installation of image preview plugin, you have to close Gephi and open it again. Otherwise, it won't work. So please let me know if you're installing, how it is going, and when you're ready to the next steps. Installed. Thank you, Antonella. And also, if you want me to do again the passages to install image preview plugin, I can do them again. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for communicating with me. I installed it, but it requires to restart the machine. Ooh, there is Milda. Like, so there is Milda. I guess you can follow the tutorial. You will then have the slides to do so. And I don't know, seems like a lot of time restarting the machine. If you have any questions, then in the few days or when you try it again, there is Milda, feel free to write me on Slack and we can do it together. Okay, so done. Is if everyone quite is done, is there anyone who is still installing the plugin? Okay, I guess no one is answering, so I guess that is a no. So I will close Gephi because you close it and you open it again in order to make image preview work. So I open Gephi again. And now I see this window where I have new project in the middle and open graph file. So the second option I have. And then I will want to find where I saved my network file. And open it. Then you have to choose, there is graph type in the middle of the window, and you want to choose mixed. This is because when you have the connection between the nodes, so between the circles, can be undirected, directed, or mixed. Directed is like when you add someone as a friend on Facebook. So you are, when you're asking for the request of friendship, they are your friends directly. On Instagram, it's like I follow you, but you're not. You do not have to follow me back. That is undirected. Okay, mixed is mixed. It's there are in the node, there are some connections that go in the node and connections that can also go outside the node, but it's not mandatory they are both present in the same time. So this to say, we select mixed in graph type, and then we create a new workspace. There are 2 radio buttons in the bottom of the page, and click OK. So new workspace, OK. What you should all see is this mess of nodes. And first of all, what you want to do, well, maybe I'm seeing overview. So what you have in Gephi, in the top left part of your Gephi, you have overview, data laboratory, and preview. We want to see overview. And in overview, you want to have on the left upper part, a window called appearance. On the bottom of appearance, you want to have layout. If you do not have these windows, just go to on the top bar of the screen, window, and then select appearance or select layout, and then they will appear eventually in your page. So I'm now looking at Gephi. I want to go to layout, so the second window on the left, and choose a layout from the drop-down list. And I want to choose Force Atlas 2. Force Atlas 2 is an algorithm that helps us to see the connections and the repulsion between nodes. And I want to click Run. And your graph should do this stuff that it's moving. And then when it kind of seems like stopping, you want to stop it. What I then want to do is in layout, in Force Atlas, to scroll down and flag prevent overlap, which is under behavior alternatives.
How did you stop it?
Sorry?
How did you stop it? I found the run button, but how did you stop it?
With I first clicked run, and then when you click run, it transforms to stop, and then you stop.
Ah, okay. I didn't get the option stop, but maybe it stopped from alone.
So now I want to scroll down, and in the bottom part of the scrolling part, you have behavior alternatives. You want to flag prevent overlap, which is the third from the top. What prevent overlap does is preventing nodes to overlap. So you won't have all the circles one on top of the other. When you apply or modify something in the layout, you always want to run the algorithm again. So we flagged prevent overlap, we want to run. And it will do this beautiful stuff where all the circles just pop out and are not overlapping one each other. Then we want to stop the algorithm again. Okay, are we all here at this point? Yes, yes. Okay. Thank you for answering. Okay, so now we want to go to appearance. So in the left upper part of the page, and click nodes, and then click on the color palette you have on the right of the appearance window, which is the first icon you get. And then click on Rita. Sorry guys, Rita, it's saying me that the meeting will end in 10 minutes.
What?
It's saying to me that the meeting will end in 10 minutes.
In serio? Well, I will try to solve that out. If not, I will share another link on the Slack. Okay, and
Perfect.
we continue from
Thank
there.
you. Yes, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so nodes, the color palette in appearance, and then partition, which is in the middle. You have unique partition ranking. You want to click partition and then choose an attribute. Open the drop down and choose type. You should see now two colors, one for hashtags and one for images. And then go to apply, which is in the bottom right part of appearance window. You should all see your visualization spice a little because it has now two colors. One for the images and one for the hashtags. Did you all manage to spice your visualization a little? Yes, yes, perfect. Great, guys. Okay, now why do we want to do that? Because it is important for us to understand the difference between the hashtags and the image nodes. There are two types of nodes, and these already help us to visualize what is hashtag and what is image. For example, we see there are a lot of hashtags and less images, and that is okay. So what we want to...
Andrea, sorry to interrupt you. When is good for you to stop for 2 minutes?
No.
Now? Now? Okay, so what
Yes.
we are going to do, I'm going to end this meeting. I don't know why it doesn't continue with the pro account, so I'm going to change it. And I will share the link in Slack in just like now, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.